Hi and welcome to Fashionable Flavors. I'm your host, model John Zhang, and today we have a very special Fashion Week special where I've got winner of Britain's Next Top Model Cycle 10, Chloe Keenan, on the show. She'll be helping me make a salad that was inspired by my good friend Tim Johnson from Brisbane, Australia. He's the owner of Comuna Cantica restaurant. He's given me the recipe that we're making today, but of course, like all the recipes I cook on the show, I like to add my own fashionable flavor flair. So let's welcome Chloe Keenan.
Hi.
Hi.
John.
Lovely to see you, and thank you so much for taking a break from your hectic schedule from Fashion Week and joining me in the kitchen today to show everyone how models cook and eat.
You're welcome. I'm really happy to be here and looking forward to making a nutritional and healthy salad that models would actually eat. So, very good.
So let's show the audience what this lovely salad comprises of. So we've kind of come up with a fun name. So we're going to call it the Model Chicken Salad, do you think? Or Fashion Week Salad?
Yeah. Fashion Week salad.
Fashion Week. So this salad has everything that you need to keep you going on the runway or you're a busy professional. We've got protein. So we have the lean chicken fillets that we're going to be using as part of the protein for our salad. We have a few superfood groups today. So we're going to be using kale, which is, one of those big superfoods that everyone was really into when it first came out. We've got some red beans, but you could use any beans like quinoa. Do you have any suggestions?
You can use chickpeas, black beans are really good, really like high in protein.
Yeah.
Any sort of beans would work really.
So if you're vegetarian, as I was saying in most of my episodes, you don't always need to have chicken meat. You can put in beans. I mean, a lot of vegetarian people eat legumes instead of the protein.
Yeah,
so,
they're really good for protein.
Okay, and just running through the usual. So we've got some lovely vine-ripened tomatoes, which I picked up from the markets. I mean, you can't go wrong with vine-ripened tomatoes. They're a lot sweeter than your average supermarket tomatoes. We have a mix of baby leaf salad. And what else? We've got the usual garlic. We've got some chili. As you guys know, I love using chili in a lot of my recipes because without chili, life would just be bland, right? And good old lime. So we're going to be making a lime dressing to go over the top of this salad to add a bit of extra zing. We've got good old coriander, which is, the herb that most people use in the UK. So what's your favourite herb that you like to use in your cooking?
I use a lot of coriander actually. I like it with carrots, make soup and things like that. It's really good and just full of like iron and potassium, which is really good.
So I wanted to ask you, so Chloe was the winner of Cycle 10, Britain's Next Top Model, which you all must know, the Tyra Banks was the creative director, America's Next Top Model. So what was it like being on the show and how did it feel to win the show?
It was great. It was a really good experience. I learned a lot about the fashion industry and also keep taking care of myself, sort of what foods to eat, to look after your skin, your hair and everything like that. And the show was a great experience. We got to do a lot of cool things, got to travel.
Ask you one question, which most people would probably want to know. Did you get to meet Tyra Banks?
No, unfortunately not. We didn't meet Tyra, but I would love to because I love her.
Did you get Tyra mail?
We didn't get Tyra mail. We did have mail, model mail, but unfortunately it wasn't from Tyra.
Oh well, I mean, okay, so sorry. So we'll get back onto this salad. Just had to ask Chloe a few personal questions that I wanted to know about Britain's Next Top Model. So we have here feta cheese. Feta cheese is great. It's lower in fat if you get the right sort. It also adds a lovely salty taste to any salad. Who doesn't like a bit of crumbled feta over their salads, right?
Exactly.
And to kind of give things the flavour, because my show's all about fashionable flavours, you can't go past wrong. Crushed chili flakes, a bit of paprika, and we have the good old salt and pepper to a bit of taste at the end, and extra virgin olive oil, which we're going to use to make the lime dressing. So, coming back to my special guest, so after winning Cycle 10, what have you been doing since?
So since winning the show, I've been working as a model in London and Milan, different fashion shows, working for different brands. I've also been doing different theatre because I act and sing. So a lot of stuff has changed since the show, and living in London has been really exciting. So yeah,
Excellent.
very busy.
So I heard you're a bit of an opera singer. So
Yeah.
could you give us a little high note? Come on, don't be shy.
You didn't warn me about this.
Okay. Well, that's fine.
Here we go.
We'll save it for next time because, you know, warming takes a lot of warming up, right? So
I can give you a couple of notes if you really want.
All right, so we might do that behind the scenes. We might get Chloe to give me a few singing lessons because, you know, I've always thought I've been really good at karaoke nights, but
He's very
you
good.
know, yeah, we'll save that for another episode. So, all right, so let's start cooking. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start cooking the chicken breasts. And I'm gonna give you a task to do, Chloe. I heard you're really good at chopping.
I can try.
Okay, so I'm not going to be too much of a, you know, a neat freak today, but what I'll get you to do is, I'll just show you how to do one of these tomatoes. We're going to give you the smaller knife.
Okay.
Just watch your
Safety first.
Safety first. You don't want to chop those pretty fingers. So what we want to do is, I'm thinking, let's do like a salsa. So we're going to chop the tomato today quite finely.
Yeah.
I've shown people how to do it before without cutting their fingers, but we've got some new knives in the studio this time, so they're a lot sharper, so just be careful. So we're going to be doing like a salsa tomato because my friend Tim Johnson, he owns Comuna Cantica in Brisbane, my hometown, and you know, he was nice enough to give me this wonderful recipe, and his food has like a Mexican flair. So let's chop the tomatoes in like a salsa dice shape today. So while I'm cooking the chicken, I'm going to get you to dice the tomatoes and I might give you the job of cutting the onion. Is that okay?
Oh, okay, sure. I'll try not to cry.
As long as you don't cry. I mean, we don't have any fashionable goggles on set, but so I'll give you a little practice. So just chopping the ends off. So as I said before, red onions are always a lot sweeter and they're my preferred onion to use if I'm making a salad. Do you like raw onion?
I do. I love red onions in salad, especially with feta cheese.
Yes,
Actually, they go really well together. And sometimes a bit of tuna, something like that.
Yeah, that's
high in
on the
protein.
go. Who doesn't like tuna, right?
Exactly.
So, all right. So, can you tell us a bit more about what has been your favorite designer that you've worked for over the years after winning the show?
I've got to work with a lot of really nice brands. I've worked for Diesel when I was in Milan, which was probably a highlight, which was really enjoyed.
Did you get any free clothes?
I didn't get any free
I
clothes. No.
See, people always think models always get free clothes from the designers. I don't think it really works that way, does it?
No, I think a few models may ask, but I'd always be a bit too polite to ask.
Yeah,
so if I was offered it, I would of course say yes.
I mean, who wouldn't say no to Diesel,
yeah,
right?
of course.
So, okay, so I'm just going to show Chloe how to chop this onion. I'm sure she knows how to, but you know me. So the trick that I've learnt is holding the onion like that. I actually saw this on Gordon Ramsay. This is how you chop like a professional chef. So just holding the knife on an angle like that, and then slicing across without slicing your fingers off, which I'm always afraid I'm going to do because I'm so ditzy sometimes. So okay, so what we're going to do is we're just going to slice down like that, but then always cut away on an angle so you miss your fingers. No one wants a finger with...
These are top tips.
No one wants a model with 4 fingers, right?
Exactly.
Don't think there's a market for that yet, but there might be.
There might be after today.
So what interests you more? Do you prefer the modelling, acting or singing?
I'm really loving acting. I feel like it's quite similar to modelling. It's in front of the camera a lot of the time, and
Completely agree.
I think as well modelling you have to be able to become a character, a persona, so they sort of both go hand in hand, really.
That's great. I mean, I guess for me, like, I've really enjoyed bringing you my first TV episode. I think I was saying to Chloe before, I think as a model, it's very one-dimensional, and you're always doing what the client wants you to do. But I think this new TV show has really allowed me to express myself, show people who I am as a person. I'm not just this figure, so to speak.
Yeah.
So, and I heard that you're doing a play that's coming up. I heard you're Cinderella.
So, I'm doing a show at the moment in London, which is exciting.
Great.
So it's really nice to be able to do a bit of both, the modelling and the acting, and it just makes life fun, interesting, and
that's what we want life to be,
exactly.
Right?
You've got to do what you're passionate about. So.
Okay, great. Right, so can you handle the dicing?
Yeah, I can handle it.
I've done most of it for you, but I need to give you something to do. I mean, I could just ask you questions all day, but I think the viewers probably want to see me cook something today.
Yeah.
So
I need to get this chicken on.
Okay, let me see. Hopefully I remember how to use this. I think there's a switch here. I'm trying not to blow up the studio. Right, so I'm just going to let that heat up. While that's heating up, so Chloe, you've got a very inspiring story. So before you went on Britain's Next Top Model, you were never large as such, but you were a bit more overweight, not the standard size 0 model size. So I think that was very inspiring. So how did you lose the weight? Was it through nutrition, dieting?
So it was all through nutrition, really. Just thinking about what food's good for my body, and it's become something I'm really passionate about, and I think it makes such a difference to your health, how you feel, and definitely how you look. So it's
Completely agree.
And I think there's no sort of fad diet that works. I think it's all about eating in moderation, eating food that's good for you, and
That's what I say in all my shows. It's all about balance. We're not saying cut out, the bad food. Everyone loves the chocolate.
Yeah.
Everyone likes the, McDonald's when they're hungover. So, the thing is, you need to realize is if you stick to a diet, you're bound to break the rules, right? Because, as much as we want to stick to a diet, you're always going to get cravings. We're only humans. So I think the most important thing is diet, exercise, drink lots of water.
Lots of water, good for the skin.
And moisturise.
Yeah, lots of moisturiser.
People always ask me, so what's your secret to good skin? And I don't think there's really any secret. It's just about having a consistent routine, eating well, and it's just getting lots of sleep as well. So
definitely.
Gives you time to recover. Okay, so, right, while that's heating up, I'm going to show people how to marinate this chicken. So I don't like my food to be dull. So I'm going to show you how to chop the garlic. I've showed you this so many times. You probably don't need me showing you how to do this, but I just like to smash it down just lightly. You can take out your personal frustrations from the day. It's better than killing someone or punching someone in the face. So we're just going to remove this garlic skin, and Chloe's a big fan of garlic too.
I really like garlic. And also apparently it's supposed to help with your hair growth. That's something my mum has always said. So I throw garlic into everything. It's really good for keeping colds at bay as well. It's just it's a power food. Yeah.
Just like ginger. So,
yeah, definitely.
That's probably why my hair grows so quickly, because I'm always throwing cloves of garlic into everything. Probably not the best if you're wanting to kiss your partner afterwards, or but it'll keep vampires away too, but I don't know if that's just a myth. So, all right, so
it's worked so far for us anyway.
We haven't had any fang bites yet. So what I'm doing is I'm going to show you how to marinate this chicken. Obviously, in the TV world, we don't have hours to wait. So if you want extra flavor, I'd probably recommend doing this the night before you go to bed. I don't know if you've got a facial mask, hair mask on. Just put a whole lot in the fridge to marinate, and you can always cook this chicken and have it on the side in a salad, in a sandwich, eat it on its own as a snack. So we have garlic, and we've got my spice mix here. So what's one of your favorite spices that you like to use? Are you a chili fan?
A lot of chili. I love something with a bit of spice, but also turmeric is good, cumin, anything with a bit of a kick to it, especially for a salad, because salads can be sometimes a bit bland.
Boring.
They can be boring,
I think
so
people
got
always
to make them interesting.
you don't make friends with salad, as they say, but I think if you make a kick-ass salad, then you will make a lot of friends.
Yeah, definitely.
And they'll thank you because they'll be in shape.
Yeah, of course.
So, okay, so we've put the garlic with the chili, and I always like to add a bit of salt and pepper, but I always said you can always under-season, but if you over-season, then you're kind of screwed and, you know, your food might be too salty. So I just like to use a small pinch of ground black pepper first. There we go. And a bit of salt, which I think is hiding under all this pepper, but that's all right. I think there's a bit of salt in my chili mixture. So I think we'll do, that's probably enough seasoning for now. Oh, and we've also got some fresh chilies.
Oh, very nice.
So do you grow any fresh chilies at home?
I don't
or
grow
herbs?
any, but I do use fresh chilies a lot.
Okay, I mean, I guess living in central London, we don't have
bit
any
hard.
space to really grow anything. Any space is a luxury living in central London. So, yeah, unfortunately, we're just going to duck to the supermarket to get our chilies. But, yeah, by all means, grow your own if you've got the space.
Definitely.
So, basically, what I've been showing the viewers is I learned that as part of the chili, the seeds and the little like stem inside is like the hottest part of the chili.
Right.
So if you actually just remove that, then, you know, you're left with a more mild chili, which is not
Okay.
going to burn your throat. So, I mean, I think this is probably good because we don't want to offend you if we're eating this afterwards. So we've probably got like half a red chili here because Chloe likes her heat 5 to 6.
Yeah. What about you?
So
What heat do you like?
I generally like it maybe, I'd say like an 8.
Right.
Only because I think they say chili is very addictive, and I think if you know, I'm always adding extra chili sauce, this and that,
Yeah.
and I think the more that I eat, the more it burns, the more I want.
Yeah. Have you
So-
tried chili chocolate?
No, I haven't.
It's a life changer. It's really
so,
good.
I mean, there you go. Recommendation: chili chocolate.
Very good.
I've just always been like, chilies. I think when I think of chili, I think of like savory foods, and I
Yeah.
think chocolate sweet. So I know sweet and savory go, but I haven't tried it yet. But I mean, if
Yeah.
you want to,
Maybe
we can
get
go
some
try
later.
some later.
Yeah.
That's what we should do. We should get some chocolate bars
Oh, very nice.
after Fashion
Yeah.
Week. Okay, so moving back to the food. So we've got the marinade here. As I was saying, you could put some olive oil over the top, throw it in the fridge, let it marinate, let it, you know, flavor up, whatever you want to call it. So while I'm over here cooking,
I'll get chopping.
I'll get you to chop. So maybe we'll do like 2-3 tomatoes.
Yeah.
And then I don't know. Do you think that's enough? If you don't want to cut, I think that's probably enough onion.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
maybe just a few more tomatoes.
I mean, we've got to go after this to some rehearsals, so we obviously don't want to offend anyone either with our garlic onion breath.
Yeah, and that's the good thing about salads. So
Yeah.
you can do them very quickly, and then you know you have something in your bag that's healthy, and you know you're not going to reach for like a sugary snack or something when you're
Exactly.
out in a rush.
And I think protein always keeps you full. People
Yeah.
think eating carbs will, you know, keep you fuller for longer. But I think with carbs, there's a lot of processed like gluten, sugar, protein. You know, it will stay in your stomach for longer because it takes longer to process. But it'll also keep you full, and you know, it'll help you pack on the muscles if you know you're wanting bigger guns. So I'm just gonna throw this in on a medium heat. So there we go. So while this is cooking and Chloe's chopping, I'm going to be asking you some more questions.
Okay.
So, what is your favourite dish to cook when you're at home? After a busy, busy week of filming, modelling, singing,
I really
what's
love.
your go-to dish?
My go-to dish is probably a nice fillet of salmon.
Yep.
With maybe sweet potato or quinoa
love
or something
sweet
like that.
potato.
I do, and I love broccoli. It's probably
Yeah.
my favourite vegetable. Just goes with everything. It's
Nice.
filling. It's full of
Are
iron.
Are you like a broccoli or a broccolini type person?
A broccolini.
Oh, me too. See, we like the finer things in life.
We do.
I really like things that are small and cute and petite.
Yeah, mini
And-
trees.
And it's easy. Like I've shown you on other shows, I've used mini capsicums, mini like aubergines or eggplants or whatever you want to call them. So Yeah, so, okay, so now we're browning the chicken. This won't take long. I think people tend to overcook chicken because they're always afraid that they're going to undercook it and get salmonella poisoning. But I mean, you can't go too wrong. A little secret that I don't know if you've learnt it, but if you're not too sure if the chicken's cooked, you just pierce it with a knife. And if the juices run clear, then you're pretty safe from going to hospital. So, have you heard that one before? Am I just making things up?
No, I think that's a good tip. Okay. Yeah, I'll definitely be trying that.
Excellent.
What oil are you cooking your chicken in?
So I'm using olive oil today, but I mean, I heard like in terms of health benefits, people use a lot of coconut oil.
Yeah.
People use like grapeseed oil, avocado oil. I mean, I think at the end of the day, like, oil's oil, but there's lots of fads out there where they say this oil is better, that oil. It just really comes down to price as well. Like, I mean, I don't want to be spending a huge amount on oil, but then again, I do want to make sure that whatever oil I'm using is non-saturated.
Yeah.
So that's the best kind. So what oil do you cook with?
I would use olive oil. Okay. I think you can't have the heat on as high, but it does give it just more of a...
Yeah, it gives
I love the taste it
like
gives
a
it.
Taste.
Yeah.
It's not as bland as your like boring vegetable oil or...
Yeah.
So, completely agree. So, what's your schedule like at Fashion Week? I know like you've been to a lot of castings.
So, yeah, it's very long days, and you're out of the house, sort of leave the house about 6, might not get home till very late. So it's important that I fuel myself with food that's good for me, because otherwise I just feel tired, I look tired, you already don't get enough sleep. So, yeah.
And I think you always people expect you to be upbeat, on the runway, it's like, it's your cue to walk down. But I mean, if you've been in hair and makeup or fittings all day, and you haven't eaten correctly, you're going to be no one's friend, right?
Yeah, and it's also important to eat enough. So if you're just not eating enough as well, you don't have enough energy. So just lots of nutritional packed things, lots of fat, protein. I always have like nuts in my bag and portions of fruit and things like that. So
she is telling the truth. She did offer me some small peanuts on the way here. So
always in my bag.
So I mean, a model that always has snacks in the bag is probably a model that's looking after themselves.
Yeah, definitely.
Because, I mean, a lot of the times they don't feed you too well backstage, do they?
No.
So I mean, I'm just like you. I like to take along some of my own personal snacks. Things I really like is, like celery sticks, carrot sticks, maybe with like a bit of hummus. But that's probably me being adventurous, because who has time to pack these little snack boxes when they've got a busy schedule.
Yeah. And these days, even supermarkets are great because they sort of cater for snacks, and you can get healthy snacks that are high protein and that you can just throw in your bag, and you might not always have time to go and get lunch. So taking stuff with you is key in Fashion Week.
So being on Britain's Next Top Model, you must have had a lot of following from, young aspiring models that are wanting to get into the industry. If you had to give them one tip, if they said, I want to go audition for next season's Britain's Next Top Model, but they didn't have the confidence, I mean, one tip that you'd give them, what would it be? I
would say stay true to yourself, and the great thing about being a model is nobody looks like you, so, play to your strengths, and your unique qualities make you who you are. So just always enhance yourself.
Never change for anyone, but if the price is right, maybe. So what was there? Did someone push you to model for Britain's Next Top Model, or was it something that you always wanted to do as a personal goal or achievement? And when you won it, did you expect it, or was it like a complete shock?
I didn't expect to win at all. I'd always have friends and family be like, oh, you should definitely go into it, Chloe. And I just thought, why not, really? It's one of those things where I think you just have to take opportunities. And it happened, and it's been, it's changed a lot since the show.
I think, in life, you know, you only have one chance. So,
Exactly.
like, if you feel like you want to do something in life, I just say just go for it.
Yeah.
I mean, the worst that can happen is you get rejected, and I think in modeling, you know, we're so used to rejection. It comes with the industry, really.
Yeah,
So,
you have to be able to take rejection, because although modelling, there's a lot of great things, there's also, you have
lot
to
of
take
bad
a lot of,
things.
there's a lot of bad things,
it's not
rejection.
as glamorous as everyone thinks
No.
most of the time. I mean, so I guess being on, you know, like on a TV series in front of like such a large audience, like you must have gotten, you know, some criticism from, you know, trolls or whatever. How did you deal with that? And what would you say for young girls that are wanting to be on TV or wanting to be a model? I know, you know, the internet can be a very cruel world these days.
Yeah.
How did you deal with that? I mean, did you get any negative comments that you say maybe you didn't like? Like, what was your way of dealing with it?
I think everybody in sort of the industry or on social media has to sort of be able to have a bit of a tough skin, and because there are always going to be people who don't like you or prefer somebody else. So I think you just have to be quite strong and choose to ignore it and choose to not look for it as well.
Yeah.
So I've always been quite good at just focusing on people around me who are my friends and not really looking for the bad stuff, because I'm sure there's bad stuff if you look for it.
No, I think, you know, I think like in life you always need to look at the positives, even if it's a negative, turn that negative into a positive spin, attitude. I mean, I think attitude's an important thing in the modelling industry, because, you know, the amount of times you get rejected when you go to a casting, you can't take that personally. I think a lot of the times clients have a certain look or, you know, someone in mind, and if you don't fit that, then, you know, life goes on, right? You just, you just move
on to the next one.
Exactly.
And there's always something else that will come your way. So
yes, I mean, who would have known, like, I would have my own cooking TV show, like, you know, being a model, I never thought, you know, this would happen. So, you know, dreams do come true, and I think, like, if you work hard enough, you know, it will eventually happen. So, all right.
This chicken is looking good.
It smells wonderful. Do you want to smell it?
Yeah.
I mean,
oh, lovely. You can smell the chili. Yeah, not too much.
if only you had a TV that had smell cam, then, you know, you would completely agree. But every time I'm cooking in the studio, the whole place is just loaded with awesome flavors.
Yeah, very good.
So, all right. So, you've done a lovely job here. So, okay. I'm going to give her another task to do. We're going to show you how to make the lemon dressing. So if I can so this is olive oil in here. What I'll get you to do is, I'll get you to squeeze 2 lime juices.
Yep.
Just don't squeeze any in your eyes. As well as we're going to add some chopped coriander in here. So maybe just, cut like a handful.
Yeah.
And what else do you want to add? So I think we'll leave the garlic out because we've got garlic in the chicken.
Yeah, maybe just a few more chili flakes.
Yeah, some chili flakes, pinch of salt and pepper, and just like whisk away with your dear life. There you go. Here, I'll give you a little hand. So I've shown you on the show like how to do. So there's a trick to getting juice out of the limes. You just kind of give it a little roll.
I did not know this.
Did you know this?
No.
So I'm teaching her something new, so I'm not just a pretty face. Okay, so you want to just massage the lime, not for too long. So that just helps loosen up the juice inside. And we'll cut it in half, and let's do a little experiment. So the one that I've rolled and massaged so it's nice and happy. And this is the one that we didn't massage.
Right.
So I'm going to give you this one.
No.
Okay. So what I normally do is I put it over, so if there's any pips, it'll catch in your fingertips.
Sure.
So you squeeze that one and just see how much juice comes out of it. So we're just seeing how well my theory actually works. Okay. How are you finding it?
It's quite tough. Yeah,
difficult?
it's quite tough.
Okay. All right.
There
So this is the one where, Chloe didn't use my wonderful little trick. And this is the lime that I massaged.
Okay,
Use this one and give that a squeeze and see if is that easier or is...
Ooh. a lot easier. I might have to
Okay.
use 2 hands. I'm not very
Use two
strong.
hands, it's fine.
A lot easier. The juice just falls out.
But then if you don't have the strongest fingers, another little technique if you're being extra stingy, because limes aren't that cheap these days, what I could get a fork, and you don't need a fancy little like citrus juicer, just give it a little, look at this. So just stab it with a fork, give it a little twist, and no one likes to waste good lime juice. So there we go. So if I just get you to lime the rest of these two,
Yeah.
I mean, just use the fork if you don't want to get your hands too dirty. So I'm just going to check on this chicken. Okay, this chicken is looking amazing. It's got colour. It's browning up nicely. So I'm going back to Australia in 2 weeks because as much as I love London, I'm dying for some sun.
Yeah.
And this is probably as white as I've been in my whole entire life. So I'm looking back to going back to Australia and getting some sunshine. So I'll be bringing you a few special episodes from my hometown in Queensland.
Oh.
So
Unfortunately, I won't be on those ones. I'm not
Well,
going.
no, but you know what? I might invite you in the future. So, okay. So what is your favourite holiday destination?
My favourite holiday I've been on has been to Barbados, which was
Okay, now
amazing.
I'm jealous. I haven't
It
been.
was amazing.
Is that
but
where Rihanna's from?
yeah, where
Okay.
Rihanna's from. Yeah, there were pictures of her everywhere actually.
How far is it from London?
So the flight was about 8 hours.
Okay.
So it was quite a long
So it's
flight.
Not
but
like a 1 2 hour flight.
yeah,
Okay.
it's kind of like you need to plan it. But my dream destination is Hawaii. It's got to be.
Why Hawaii?
It just looks beautiful, and it's always been one of those places I've just dreamed of going one day.
Okay.
And, yeah.
And one of my favourite destinations is New York. I mean, I love New York because of the fashion, the food, the nightlife. Have you been to New York?
I've not been to New
No?
York, no, but I do hope to go.
So that is a place that I would recommend if you love to shop on a budget. Okay, so what we want to do is, so while that's browning, do you tend to use the stalks on your coriander like this?
I
end
use all
bit?
of
Okay,
it. Yeah,
me
I just
too.
finely chop it.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just chop some, the stalks are probably a bit better if you're going to throw it in to like cook. So I don't like to waste food, even though, coriander is quite cheap. I always try and make a use for everything in the kitchen. So the chicken is almost ready and it's smelling so amazing. So what I normally like to do is, do you like your beans hot or cold?
I don't mind, you could warm them through.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we're thinking of doing like a warm salad because it is very chilly at the moment in London.
It's cold.
It
yeah.
snowed last week. So I mean, people always think, oh, salads have to be cold, out of the fridge. They don't feel like eating it. But this is a warm salad. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the beans in with the chicken, just heat them up. By heating up the beans, it'll just give a softer texture. So let's turn the heat up just a little bit. We don't want them to burn.
Yeah.
And
The beans are already cooked as well if
Yeah.
you do want to take it out for lunch, or so you don't need to do that. But
And so today we're using kale. I like to just toss my kale in the wok maybe for like a few minutes just to kind of cook them a little bit. What's your preference?
yeah, just to warm it through.
So,
but
can
with
you do
things
that?
like kale, it's good to eat them quite raw just because it's got the most nutrition in.
Completely agree. So how's my lime dressing coming along?
It's good, it's finished, very good.
Lovely. So Chloe's done a wonderful job on making this dressing. So just recapping, we've got lime juice, olive oil, salt and pepper. We've got a little bit of the chili. It was Chloe's suggestion to add a bit more, so I think I'm working on her flavour rating in terms
Yeah.
of heat wise. We're going to take her from a 5 maybe to an 8, hopefully.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. Okay. Right. So what are you up to after this? I heard you've had a few castings for Fashion Week. I mean, Fashion Week is one of the, I guess, most iconic London, Fashion Week is a showcase of fashion. over that week, hence the name. But I mean, people don't realize, fashion as well. There's so many different creative outlets in London, which I find here there's just so much more opportunity. You can work in TV, you can do commercials. As a model, I think being a model in London, you're open to a lot more opportunities and jobs.
It's such a broad spectrum of jobs you can do, and which is great because it never gets boring. It's really interesting. And Fashion Week is a great week because so many models come together and they come from lots of different countries just to be here for this 1 week. So
it's like a
very
big
exciting.
model party.
Yeah.
And we're getting paid for it, so that's even better,
Yeah.
right? Who doesn't like to have dress-ups? So next week, I'm going to be filming my commercial for Fashionable Flavors, which I'm really excited about because I think it will showcase me as a person, as a model, but also as, a TV presenter now, and food has always been a big passion of mine. So I think it will really give people just a quick 50-second snippet of what my daily life is, from either it's modeling right down to, me throwing a dinner party with all my friends. So I'm going to have so much fun filming that.
Yeah. And you're going to cook for everyone after, right?
Well, I think it's going to be like a little setup where, I'll probably cook, but I think my main aim is to make sure I capture, what I do on a weekend, basically. I like to, just my wind down time.
Yeah.
It's always nice to be part of the glitz and the glamour during, Fashion Week or whatever, but I think at the end of a long day, you really just want to get home, get into your comfortable pajamas and, just have some downtime, which is really important.
It's really important, definitely.
You don't want to overwork yourself, but, you do have to earn a living. Okay, so coming back, we're almost ready to plate up. If you had to give any advice to, your followers and they wanted to follow you on social media, what is your Instagram account?
So my Instagram is ChloeKeenan_UK, and I post different pictures, different work I'm doing, shows I'm working on, and also sometimes some food things of different things I eat on the go. So
are you one of those? Do you have a Twitter account? Or I'm not a very big one for Twitter. I think for me, Instagram and Facebook is enough because let's face it, I'm busy. I don't have enough time to be posting every day, but do you have a Twitter? Do you use Twitter?
My Twitter is BNTM Chloe, so you can follow me on there as well.
Great, so there you have it. And so I haven't asked you, so who inspires you? Do you have any role models that you look up to, whether it be in fashion, modelling?
Models.
And don't say your mum, because I think a lot of people say, my mum's my role model, but if there's someone in the industry that, you respect or you look up to, who would that be?
I respect a lot of actors and things, people like Meryl Streep, Kate Winslet, just because they've really worked hard for where they are now.
Okay.
And models, I love Barbara Palvin, Cara Delevingne.
I was going to say, what do you think of Cara? I think Cara's obviously, gone from modelling to acting. So is that something you want to aspire to? Yeah,
I love how she's always stayed true to herself, and I feel like she's changed the fashion industry quite a lot. And
she's not. I would say she's not your typical model.
Yeah.
She's. I think as a model, you always have to be quite unique and different. And I think good for her, having the buzz cut. Cutting her.
Brave.
She can rock off any look, but I think that's the thing is as a model, I think you always need to stay true to yourself. And if you're in the industry and someone says cut your hair, I feel like you should never be pressured into being a mold for someone. But I guess it's hard in industry when a client's paying you and you're basically a mannequin. So there's always the good and the bad in any type of industry that you work in. So
but I think as well, if you really don't want to do something, you don't have to, and that's something
you can always say no.
Yeah, you can always say no, definitely.
I think starting out in modelling, I think you always want to please everyone, so you always want to say yes to every casting or job that you get, and you might not feel that comfortable about doing it, but then I think as you get older, you learn to say no, and you take things that you want to do. So,
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that would be my 2 seconds of wisdom. Okay, so
This looks amazing.
so if you can just see the wonderful color. So I think just by adding the kale in at the last minute, it just gives it a more vibrant green color. Like before, it was kind of like a bit dull, but now we just heated the kale up. It's nice and warm with the red beans. Okay, so we are going to turn the heat off, and we're going to get ready to dress this lovely salad. I normally like to put the dressing on when I'm ready to serve, because you do know, like, lime like leaves will just wilt. Yeah. And no one likes a soggy salad.
No, and then also you can choose how much dressing you want on, and it's not too much.
So I've always said, tailor the food to your liking, your taste. If you see a recipe on TV, like, don't feel obliged you need to follow that exact recipe. I think in live, improvisation is what I do, and it's gotten me by just fine. So we're almost ready to assemble this model salad / aka Fashion Week salad.
Fashion Week.
So as we were showing you, so the chicken is now cooked. The chicken has been cooking for maybe, like, would you say 10-15 on the low heat?
Yeah, about 15 minutes.
So while the chicken's been cooking, we've just been gas bagging and having a good old gossip about fashion, modelling, Britain's Next Top Model. So in terms of your weight loss, how have you managed to keep it off and stay so slim? I'm so jealous.
Oh,
what's your secret? Most girls would want to know. I mean, Cameron does put a few extra kilos on you, but this girl is in tip-top shape.
Oh, just everything in moderation. And I've never been on a diet. I've just changed my life. It's a lifestyle.
I think dieting is fads.
Yeah,
right?
it's a lifestyle choice. And I still eat chocolate. I still have a cake when I want to. It's just moderation. But yeah, mainly my meals are healthy and nutritious and tasty as well.
Well, that's the motto of my show. So you're like the model guest. Okay, so we're getting ready to plate up, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put, how much are you a big meat eater? Do you like a lot of chicken?
Yeah, I don't mind.
So we're going to probably do enough for 2 portions, 2 skinny models, me and Chloe. But, we've got a big week ahead of us, so we want to obviously fuel up. So
that's good.
I'm trying to work on my presentation. So the thing with me is I always tend to pile too much food on one plate, only because I'm hungry. I'm not too worried about the visual image, but today, because you're on the show, I'm going to do the lovely presentation. So
looks good.
As you can see, we have the chicken in there with the mixed lettuce leaves. So I'm going to get Chloe to help me. So we're going to have a bit of fun. So we've got the salsa, kind of the tomato, the red onion, the coriander. So you're not wearing any expensive jewelry. I'm not either.
No, should we
so
sprinkle?
We've got clean hands. Don't worry. We're not going to poison anyone. So we're just going to have some fun. You can just scatter this over the top. Like, if you go into a Mexican place, they always have your little condiments where you can put your own, jalapenos, tomato, coriander. So let's go for it. Okay, we'll just mix it all in. So it's all about having fun cooking,
this
right?
This is the fun part, definitely.
So almost like therapeutic. It is a bit cold, but anyway. So we've got that lovely salsa, and then we're just gonna pile it over the top. So
it's very good.
Apparently, with food, if you're taking photos of it, it's all about the height. So without actually making it drop. So, that just looks so delicious.
Yeah.
We're not finished yet because we're still adding the finishing touches. So I think this salad is like any good model. You start off with a blank canvas, and, you can make it into a piece of artwork. So do you agree?
I like that,
I'm just making
definitely.
up my own philosophies in life. So this is your favourite feta cheese, and so is mine. So, should we just do the whole lot? Do you think it's going to be too much?
I'd probably have maybe half.
Half, okay.
Yeah. But that's but that's just a taste.
We still want to get booked for Fashion Week, so we don't want to put too much weight on.
Yeah, Fashion Week isn't over yet.
Okay, so if you just want to take a piece, or as much as you want, and we're going to just crumble the cheese over the top like snowflakes.
Aww.
So I think the feta just gives a wonderful appearance because, you know, you've got so much green. It's all about color contrast too.
Yeah, definitely.
So food, you know, you not only eat with your eyes, your mouth, but is there a third senses? I don't know.
Your nose?
Your nose. I was going to say,
It's got to smell
you
good
don't really
too.
hear food unless it's, I don't know, crackling or burning. So, okay, so that's it there. We're going to just get a... Okay, so we basically have the mixed lettuce leaves, we've got the grilled chicken, we've got the beans, we've got our lovely salsa that we've made, and the crumbled feta cheese. And so, since you're my guest, I'll let Chloe do the honors of dressing the salad. If you just want to drizzle it over the top,
Wonderful.
as much as
Thank
you
you.
want,
I'm
or
honoured.
as little. This is like getting crowned the winner of Britain's Next Top Model.
I think it's better.
So there you have it. We have our delicious model salad. We've plated it up. So that just looks so appetizing. I'm very hungry.
Restaurant standard.
Exactly, model standard, right? So I want to thank Chloe so much for being on the show today. She's been a really good sport. She's helped me cut the onions, which most models would probably refuse to do. So, and I think that's just a delicious, healthy salad that anyone can make any day of the week. And yeah, so...
Thanks for having me. It's been great and it's a really good salad.
It's been a pleasure. So thank you so much for watching Fashionable Flavors on TV99. Please follow their Instagram account on social media, Facebook, and my own personal account is John Zhang, JOHNZHENG_model. Chloe, do you want to give the audience your Instagram?
My
or social
Instagram
media?
is chloekeenan_UK.
And last of all, I just want to give a big shout out to my good friend Tim Johnson from Australia. He gave me this recipe from his restaurant Communicantica. It kind of takes me back home, which I'm going back to Australia in 2 weeks to get some sunshine, which I'd like to give you some wonderful episodes from my hometown of Brisbane, Australia. So stay tuned for that. And thank you so much for watching Fashionable Flavors on TV99, and I'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.